All right. Well, let's move on to talking about a little bit about the rainforest and the depletion of the rainforest. What do you have to say about that?
Um, it's kind of scary because it's like the lungs of the earth, and if we just chop down all the trees, we're not going to have good, clean oxygen. We're just going to have to walk around in gas masks, and then it's just going to feel like we're in some Mad Max kind of movie, and it'd be kind of gross.
That.
But there's also a lot of animal life and things that we need to protect. Like that's where we get most of our medicine and stuff. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from discoveries um,
mhm.
in the rainforest. I think. I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason for everything that they're um, cutting the trees down and stuff. I think you just hit your Siri.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, there's definitely a reason for why people do things. So people aren't just cutting down trees in the rainforest to create pasture for their cows for no reason. Like they're doing it because they have to make a living, and that's the option that they see forward. It's and they can do that for a long time without seeing any repercussions. So you can take an acre of rainforest with trees and perfect rainforest, cut it down, burn it, and be able to produce annually very high quality crops for like 30 years without ever seeing any diminishing returns. Like you don't have to add stuff to it. You can like no fertilizer, no anything. Like stuff.
Well, yeah, it's the rainforest. It's beautiful
Right.
soil.
Yes, there's a lot of nutrients in the soil. So there's no like they don't see why it's wrong because they're just like, well, I mean, this is great land. We can just build and or cut it down and then uh, grow stuff on it for a long time and have no problems. So they do because it pays more than the stuff that they were doing before.
Yeah, it's just a means to the end, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I think I can see that, but I wonder if the crops being grown are really for us or for livestock and cattle. But you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. You
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah, they're it's usually just people trying to take care of themselves and their families, which sucks because they're kind of being misled by whoever they're selling it to, selling the crops to, or the beef to. Um, so I think that it's not as dire of a situation as we might think it is. Like the amount of trees that there are, like globally, has gone up. So it's really probably not that big of a deal. But people like to make it a big of a deal because it's catchy and gets clicks and stuff like that. But
Not as much as this cold's gonna get fucking clicks. God damn.
yeah, yours sounded pretty a little rough right now.
It's just this cough. This cough is terrible.
Yeah.
But I mean, I see both sides. I think that it's terrible that we're destroying the rainforest, and there's probably a shit ton of things that we are potentially ruining because I feel like there's a bunch of like ancient
Yeah,
ruins spread throughout the rainforest that we probably have not even found yet.
for sure.
And I don't know. I don't think that we should be cutting and burning it down. If anything, we should be trying to preserve it.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go out hunting and go bushwhacking for shit because we're American and can.
Yeah. I don't. Um. So you said we should be preserving it. There's a big difference between preservation and management. What do you? So
I think we should preserve it so that future generations can explore it. And moving down the line, it could become something similar as to like Yellowstone, like maybe less touristy because it's in Southern America as opposed to Northern America. But I think that that would be really interesting to go and visit, and for future generations of human civilization to be able to go and experience itself.
Okay, so I see that, but let me give you something to think about. Okay, so preservation. Let's just take the forest preserve on Hoover Forest Preserve. Okay,
Okay.
there's grassland there. There's some trees there. That's a preserve. They just cut it, don't do anything to it. Is that the healthiest form of that area?
God, no.
Right. So why why is it not the healthiest that it could be?
It's because it's just like they're cutting down dead trees and stuff, and it's just like they don't go out of their way to try to promote it and try to make it better, try to make it healthier of an environment.
Yes. So and also they're missing all the large animals from that area. There's no bison, there's no wolves to chase the bison. There's no large animals, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
So the grass that's growing, the wrong species are being promoted to grow. So if you took cows and introduced them to the area in a well managed form and some chickens and moved them every day, you would see exponential growth in the diversity that's there and uh, the biomass that's there as well. So
Mm.
a preserve versus management. So there's pros and cons to both. Like you said, preserving something as it is, as a fully functioning ecosystem like the rainforest is, that's a good thing. But preserving something that is only operating at 40% capacity of its natural state is not that great. It needs to be managed more properly to reach its fullest potential.
That's why I feel like preserving the rainforest would be better because it's more of an untouched place. I
Right.
feel like it would be better managed if we had already fucked up the place itself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I feel like that's what human nature is. It's just like a cancer to the world, and then we're just like, all right, well now we know we fucked it up. Now we gotta kind of corral it back to life a little bit.
Yes, I would say like there's shades of gray as with everything,
Oh yeah, definitely.
but I think the path that we've seen throughout history so far is how you've described it as a sort of a cancer to the earth. So,
So, well, we are just a parasite on Earth, just using it for what it's good for, and not really promoting it. Where we were living off of it. We don't coexist.
right, which is a big driver behind why I want to be a farmer because being a good land steward and land manager is few and far between. It's incredibly rare to have
Mm.
that, and it's direly needed.